The rain hammered the window, relentless and wild. Arian huddled under his duvet, the cold in his room deeper than the storm outside. Shadows twisted. The familiar turned strange in the thick darkness. The digital clock glared, 3:09 a.m. A floorboard creaked in the empty hallway. Deliberate, not random. Alone, Arian's heart pounded as the silence pressed in. The clock ticked, each second a countdown he couldn't name. He was frozen, waiting for the next sound, the next sign he wasn't alone. Suddenly, Arian's phone buzzed, its harsh vibration shattering the silence and its cold light slicing through the thick darkness of his bedroom. The world outside was still, but inside, something had shifted. On the glowing screen, a message from an unknown number appeared, its words chilling and direct. If you hear footsteps behind you at 3:17 a.m., whatever you do, don't look back. The warning felt personal, almost urgent, as if it was meant for this exact moment. Arian's blood ran cold, his heart pounding in his chest. Was it a prank or something more sinister? The timing was too perfect, too precise to be a coincidence. He glanced around, suddenly aware of every shadow in the room. Then another message flashed on the screen. This time, it addressed him by name. It's not a joke, Arian. Whoever was sending these messages knew exactly who he was, and that realization sent a fresh wave of fear through him. Panic surged through Arian's veins. This wasn't a friend playing a late-night trick. This was something else, something that felt dangerous and real. He glanced at the clock, 3:16 a.m. Only 1 minute left until the time mentioned in the message. Each second seemed to stretch, heavy with dread. Arian stared at the screen, paralyzed by fear and uncertainty, unable to move or even breathe properly. The room seemed to close in around him, the air growing heavier with every passing moment, as if the darkness itself was pressing down on him. He waited, heart racing, dreading what would come next, every muscle tense as the seconds ticked by toward 3:17 a.m. Then he heard it, thump, thump, thump from the bottom of the stairs. Heavy, dragging footsteps climbed, pausing at the top. Silence, thick and suffocating. Arian's door, once closed, now stood slightly open. A scraping sound, the desk chair moving, though Arian hadn't touched it. The clock, 3:17 a.m. Footsteps behind him, closer, relentless. Don't look back, the warning screamed in his mind. The urge to turn was overwhelming. He stayed still, terror rooting him in place. Arian's eyes darted to the mirror on his wardrobe, his breath catching in his throat as the shadows in the room seemed to deepen. The silence pressed in, heavy and expectant, as if the darkness itself was holding its breath along with him. He could see behind him without turning, the mirror revealing every corner of the dimly lit room. The familiar shapes of his furniture looked strange and distorted in the glass, as if the mirror belonged to another world. In the reflection, a tall, thin shadow stood in the corner, featureless, except for two faint red eyes that glowed like embers. The figure seemed to pulse with a silent menace, its presence chilling the air around Arian. The figure raised a long, impossibly thin finger, pointing straight at him. Arian's heart stopped. He had looked, and now the thing in the mirror knew he could see it. The room felt colder, the shadows deeper. Panic broke his paralysis. He spun to face the corner, desperate to catch the intruder before it could move. His mind raced with fear, every muscle tense and ready to flee. Nothing. The room was empty. Only the quiet hum of the night remained, mocking his terror. The chair was back in place, perfectly ordinary, as if it had never moved at all. No sign of the shadow remained. The presence was gone, but the terror lingered, wrapping around Arian like a cold blanket. He sat frozen, unable to shake the feeling that something was still watching him from the darkness. Had he imagined it all? Or had the mirror shown him something that was never meant to be seen? His phone buzzed, a sharp, jarring sound that shattered the silence of the night. You looked, heart pounding as the screen glowed in the darkness, casting eerie shadows across the room. Another message appeared. You always look, even when you know you shouldn't. Curiosity, or maybe fear, draws your eyes to the screen every single time. Suddenly, pain exploded in Arian's chest, sharp and overwhelming, as if something inside him was tearing apart. Images flooded his mind, endless nights, the same terror, the same mistake looping endlessly, each memory more vivid, more haunting than the last. He saw himself die over and over, always at 3:17 a.m. No matter what he did, the outcome never changed. The messages were from himself, echoes from past loops, desperate warnings sent across time, pleading with him to break the cycle. Don't look back, they said. But he never listened. Each time the warning grew more urgent, more desperate, but Arian's resolve always faltered. The pain intensified, spreading like fire through his body. Darkness closed in, suffocating, as if the room itself was swallowing him whole. Suddenly, he was back in bed, gasping for breath. The clock, 3:16 a.m. Footsteps echoed behind him, slow and deliberate, growing closer with every second. The urge to turn was irresistible, a primal instinct screaming at him to look. Would you resist, or would you give in to the fear? Or would you turn, just like Arian is about to do now, knowing that some truths are better left unseen?